Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and it's time to do my week 13 pregnancy update. So just before I really get into things, I just want to throw out that I'm using my new camera that I got for Christmas. So if things are a little wonky or off, I will just kind of see how it goes. This is my first video I'm making with this, but so far I'm pretty excited. And if anybody's interested, the camera is the Canon Vixia HF R600. If anyone, this is going to be different to get used to. For my iPhone, I held it this way for the camera, so I have to change some habits here, but that is what it looks like right there, if anyone happens to be interested. But yeah, we are on to week 13. Oh, and my lipstick looks so pink. Look at that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, as far as pregnancy goes, we're on to week 13. So depending on who you talk to, I'm starting my second trimester. I always want to call it my like semester, like I'm in high school or something. Oh yeah, I'm in my second semester. But anywho, week 13 starts the 4th month. So any of you who don't know, like the trimester's broken up. You got 3, 6, 9 because you're pregnant for 9 months. So it's like the first 3 months is your first trimester. The next 3 months is your second trimester. The last 3 months, third trimester. So depending on who you talk to, some people say that the second trimester starts on week 14. Some people say week 13. Week 13 makes the most sense to me because that starts your 4th month. So I'm saying second trimester. I mean, it's only a week off difference, so it's not really that big of a deal regardless. But I was looking at my pregnancy app last night, and the baby is officially 3 inches long and the size of a peach. Yeah, I didn't do a pregnancy update video for week 11 and 12, though I do have a video up that says pregnancy update week 11, but that was when we thought I was farther along than I actually am. We were thinking I was up to like 12 weeks, went in for a dating ultrasound, come to find out when we thought I was 12 weeks that I was only 10 weeks. So that's all in my like 10-week pregnancy vlog, or it might just say pregnancy vlog. So I kind of like got ahead of myself there for a little bit. That was not entirely my fault. When I went for my first checkup, my nurse based it off of my last cycle, which would have put me at the time would have put me at 12 weeks. Now it would have put me at 15 weeks, but I was 2 weeks behind on what going off my last cycle was. So I ended up being 12 weeks at the time, or 10 weeks at the time, so 13 weeks now. Anyways, I need to breathe. Yeah, I kind of skipped doing updates for week 11 and 12 just because, I don't know, I guess I was so like, and I'm not saying I stopped being excited about the pregnancy, because that's not the case, but I was just so ahead of myself and just so like, yeah, this is what the baby is looking at like right now, and this is how big they are, and like this is how they're developing. And then all of a sudden it was like backpedaling, and I was like, you know, I've already done all of this, like in my head, like even though it hasn't happened yet, in my head it already had. So it was kind of like the pregnancy had to catch up to where I was, if that makes any sense at all. So I just didn't really feel like doing update videos for those weeks because it was just kind of like odd. I don't know. Anyways, as far as symptoms goes, the last bout of morning, and I call it morning sickness, I had nausea that would hit me at random times during the day, and most of the time in the evening, and a lot of times my nausea would just stay all day long. Granted, I have yet to throw up during this pregnancy, which is fantastic, but I have had nausea that is so bad that I have to go lay down. But my last bout of nausea was after Christmas. So like leading up to Christmas, like the day before Christmas, and then the day after, like I was great. Or no, maybe it was the day before Christmas Eve, and Christmas. Anyways, I had like 3 days where I was fantastic, and I was thinking, great, I'm getting over my morning sickness. And then the day after Christmas, it like hit me hard, and I was so nauseous for like the next 3 to 5 days. But then it just kind of went away, and I have not been nauseous since, at least not in the form of morning sickness. I have had some nausea based off of what I've eaten. I don't do well with pork and beef. I don't know why I keep trying, but pork and beef just don't sit well with me. And regular beef hasn't sat well with me for a while. We are very fortunate in the fact that Mike's parents have a cow slaughtered every year, and it's too much meat for them, and so they give us beef. But the cows that they buy from is locally grown, grass-fed, no hormones. Like, it's much healthier than the stuff you get in the supermarket. And so, being that I think it's been 4 years now that I have eaten this like hormone-free grass-fed beef, I can't do regular beef anymore. If I buy beef from like Walmart, it makes me feel like I swallowed a handful of gravel. I can't eat steak at a restaurant because I feel like I swallowed a handful of gravel. And that's not to say that if I'm at a restaurant and somebody else orders steak and I have a bite of it, I'm okay with that. But like, if I eat a full steak, no. And then, yeah, there's just some places in town I can't go. Like, there's a Philly cheesesteak place in town. Really, really good. Used to love it. I can't do it anymore. I feel bad for Mike because he's like, and he's been eating this beef longer than I have. So I don't know why he's still okay with like regular beef. And I've developed like an issue with regular beef. My only guess is maybe it's family related. I know I have my mom and several of my cousins can't eat regular beef. They can really only do chicken and pork. But yeah, since getting pregnant, any beef in general and any kind of pork in general, unless it's in small amounts, but like if it makes up my biggest part of my meal, it makes me so nauseous. And it doesn't feel like I swallowed a handful of gravel the way like grocery store beef or restaurant beef does. But it just makes me extremely nauseous. So, and for the longest time, I couldn't even handle the smell of pork. Like, the smell of pork no, I wasn't eating dinner that night. And I haven't had that problem with beef. I can cook it, I can smell it cooking, but eating it, it's a hit or a miss. And a lot of times, if it's like the biggest portion of my food, it'll make me really nauseous. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you think you'd learn and you think you'd stop, but you don't, because I want to eat it. But yeah, so we covered nausea. I've been getting the burps a lot. I'm sure you've noticed in some of my videos. I'm like, I burp, like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't had any heartburn or nausea, but I get the burps. Let's see. I don't know, things have just been really smooth sailing. I really don't have much to complain about. As like compared to other people's pregnancies, like this has been a walk in the park. I still have had a lot of exhaustion. That has been an issue for me. This morning I was dragging ass. I didn't get out the door until I think close to 2 o'clock. I didn't wake up till 9:30, which, to be honest, getting up at 9:30 is kind of turned into my thing. I mean, I go to bed around like 8 or 9. But I don't get up till 9:30. But normally I get up, I get dressed, I get going, and it takes me like an hour or so to get ready, and then I go do what I have to do. But today I was just dragging ass. But last night I was up and down all night, having to run to the restroom, and I kept waking up and like having to roll over, couldn't get comfortable. So, and those things get worse the further into pregnancy you get. The thing that I find interesting with having to use the bathroom more is that I only have to use the bathroom more at night, which is aggravating. I would rather be going pee all day long than being able to get to sleep all night versus being, like, I go to the bathroom on a regular basis during the day, like 3 to 5 times, maybe, if that sounds like a lot. I really don't have to go that often during the day, but at night, I'm like 3 to 4 times a night, I'm like up to go to the bathroom. That being said, I have some nights every now and then where I'm good and I can sleep until about 5 in the morning before I have to get up and go pee. But last night was not one of those nights. I was up constantly to go to the bathroom. Trying to think. I have had some seriously crazy pregnancy dreams. Oh my goodness. They get so vivid. I plan on doing a whole video on it because it's entertaining and it's going to make for a long video because I've had so many just vivid dreams that are just crazy, weird, and just so vivid. So I plan on making like a whole crazy pregnancy dreams video because it'll be entertaining. But that's been going on. This baby has pretty much been growing on potatoes and fried pickles. Like, and it doesn't matter what kind of potatoes it is. I mean, as long as they're cooked. Baked potatoes, french fries, mashed potatoes, potatoes au gratin, potato wedges, you name it. If it's a potato, I'm going to eat it. Okay? And then fried pickles, I'm like obsessed with fried pickles. I included that in my December favorites. They were fried pickles that you can pick up at your local Walmart. But I've been getting fried pickles from a place in town called Country Catfish. I love them. I've been getting my pickles from Buffalo Wild Wings. I've been getting my pickles from a place called Grindstone Charlie's. There's a place down the street from me. It's called BK, and I cannot wait for them to open. They close for the winter time. So heartbreaking. But as soon as they open, I will be waddling my pregnant butt down there to get some fried pickles and chili dogs. Like, seriously. Or at least some chili cheese fries. That's probably more likely. Today, though, I had, like, the strongest craving for hot dogs. And it was so weird because it was, like, split down the middle. It was, like, half of me was like, ew, why do we want this? Because I'm not the biggest hot dog eater. I will cook with hot dogs. And I will eat hot dogs if I'm, like, at a barbecue or something. But to, like, just want to eat a hot dog, like, a cooked hot dog, I'm not talking about, like, a cold one, but just wanting to cook a hot dog and eat it, that's not my normal food type. Mike loves them, so we always have them on hand. But for me personally, hot dogs aren't my favorite or my staple. So today I had like the strongest hot dog craving, but it was weird because part of me was like, ew, why do we want this? That's gross. And the other part of me was like, hot dog. So that was a craving I avoided with help from the side of me that is like, ew, that's gross. So I didn't eat any hot dogs and the craving has passed. But if that craving comes back and BK's is open and I can get some chili dogs, that'll probably happen. One more thing that has gotten worse is gas. Like, seriously, I fart all the time now. And Mike makes fun of me. But I can't help it. I'm just like, and like, I'm not constipated. Well, I can't say I'm not constipated anymore, but it's not like it was. Like, I'm having fairly normal bowel movements compared to, we've just reached that level of friendship. You realize that, right? Like, I'm talking about poop with you guys. Okay. So, yeah, they're fairly regular now. But I just have gas all the time. I'm like constantly just farting. There's no controlling it. My fingernails have been growing like crazy and my toenails. But I feel like my hair hasn't really gotten any longer, which I'm kind of disappointed about. I have several friends who, when they got pregnant, their hair just took off and got super long, so pretty. Mine hasn't. As for how much I've gained so far during pregnancy, I'm really not sure how much I've actually gained because I've kind of stopped looking at the scale just because it was always so over the place. It's like, depending on how constipated I was that day, I would go from like being up 10 pounds to like down to like my starting weight. So I'm really not sure. I just kind of stopped checking it, but I feel like I've lost weight, even though it's probably not showing up on the scale because my placenta is going to start getting bigger. My baby's going to start getting bigger. Like, things are just, you know, you get, I guess, more blood flow. There's different factors that add up other than just gaining weight, like fat weight. But I feel like I've lost weight in other places. Like, my legs are looking slimmer. My butt looks slimmer. My arms look slimmer. Yeah, so, and I'm not complaining. And I know things are getting slimmer because I can now wear my size extra large leggings, which before I could wear them, but they were really snug on me, and the size 2X fit me 1 to 2X fit me way better than the extra large. And now my extra large leggings, which I'm wearing today, fit me really well. So I'm pretty sure I'm losing weight in my hip size and my butt and my arms. I mean, I think my arms look thinner too, which, again, not complaining. I just wish, you know, the baby would start sucking some fat out of my double chin. That would be fantastic. I mean, it puts in a request for potatoes and pickles. I think I should get to put in a request for, like, where it sucks the fat out, if it's doing that. But yeah, that kind of wraps up what's really been going on with my pregnancy so far. And craving potatoes, surprisingly, seems to be a really popular craving for pregnant women. I found that surprising, actually. I made a post on, there's a Facebook group I'm on that's for June babies that are due in June, and it's really neat because it's like a support group, but it has women from across the world that's like in it that you can like talk to and stuff. And of course, I joined that group back when I thought I was due in June. Now we know I'm due in July, but it's kind of neat to have that. And so when I was craving potatoes so crazily, I had a friend that was like, oh, I craved potatoes when I had a girl, you're probably gonna have a girl too, which I don't find out what I'm having for another 7 weeks. But I made a post on this Facebook group and was like, I'm craving potatoes really bad. Somebody told me I'm probably going to have a girl. Has anybody else heard of this? What are your thoughts on it? And the only thing I came to the conclusion of is that potatoes are a common pregnancy craving. It was like But it was like every other one was like, I'm craving potatoes, I'm having a boy. I'm craving potatoes and I'm having a girl. So it was like every other one was like, you know, the opposite gender. So I don't think that's a good way to detect what you're going to have. But what I did determine is that potatoes are a very common pregnancy craving. And then I have another friend from high school who's pregnant and she's craving potatoes like crazy as well. So I think that's just very common to want potatoes apparently. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and stand up and show you guys my belly. But I still don't feel like I'm really showing. I feel like I look more rounded, but not necessarily look like I'm really showing. So we'll stand up here. That was the shirt I got for Christmas from my mother-in-law. So cute and comfy. Let me see. Okay. So, oh, okay, this is different. Okay. This is so different from my iPhone. So here we are, standing up straight. And I don't know. I really don't feel like I'm really showing that much. I mean, like I said, I feel like I look more rounded, but I don't feel like I look bigger. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you want to go care to compare to other videos I've done. And like I said, these are size extra large leggings, just regular leggings. They're not even maternity leggings. And they fit me better than they did before I got pregnant, which I find very interesting, but I am not complaining. But yeah. Oh, and then I'm pretty sure I've been starting to feel some movement. I've fought this for a few weeks now, and I talked to my doctor about it, and she's like, well, you're pretty early to be feeling movement, but it's possible. She's like, just don't measure the health of the baby based on how frequently you're feeling the movement, because most people don't start feeling it until they're closer to 20 weeks. Which, you know, that makes sense. And she's like, if you are feeling it, just consider yourself lucky. But I'm feeling it around the place where they found the baby for the ultrasound. And it's just unlike anything I've ever felt before. It feels... Well, I know a lot of people will question if a pregnant woman is confusing the feeling of the baby moving with gas or something like that. But this is unlike anything I've ever felt before. It feels like a rolling sensation, and sometimes it feels like somebody's like poking me on the inside, which this baby has some big feet. I don't know how well you could tell from the ultrasound video that was in my last update. That baby's got Mike's feet. He wears a size 13 shoe. This baby is probably going to come out wearing a size 13 shoe. It's kind of funny, but that baby's got some big feet on it already. But yeah, I kind of think I'm starting to feel some movement. It's only on the inside. It's nothing you can feel on the outside, but I'm definitely feeling something. And I felt the like most, I don't want to call it hard movement, but like, we'll go with that. Like, the strongest feeling movement the other day when I sneezed, and I think I scared it. And it was one of those sneezes that like makes you double over because it's really hard. And then on the inside, it just felt like something was like squirming, like, what the fuck was that, you know? So I was like, oh my god. It was just kind of funny. Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. And I think within the next couple of weeks, probably, Mike's going to be able to feel a baby move, which I'm excited for that. So